Do you find it difficult to talk to your teens about relationships? You're not alone. This is a common experience for many parents. Communication is key when it comes to relationships, especially between parents and teenagers. It's important to create an open and safe space for discussions about relationships because despite their increasing maturity, teens still need support and guidance. I've got you covered with 6 essential steps to help your teens start opening up to you. Let's start out with an open and safe space. So let's start by tackling how you can create an open and safe space for discussions about relationships. The party line with kids of all ages needs to be all questions are good questions, meaning if you're curious about something, go ahead and ask it. And as your parent, I will always answer it. Now, if you don't know the answer to a question, don't worry. It can be a great experience researching answers together using reputable sources on the internet, consulting books at your local library, or asking a trusted friend. And this last option also models for your teen the value of seeking social support. After establishing that you are open to any and all questions, you create a space where your child feels safe asking questions through unconditional positive regard. This concept was developed by psychologist Carl Rogers to be used in psychotherapy, and I apply it to my own parenting practice by creating a non-judgmental family environment. Children are constantly changing and learning, making mistakes along the way. Those mistakes should never change the way that we feel about them. We may not love particular behaviors that they choose to engage in, but we will always love them. By entering conversations with your teen with this non-judgmental perspective, you set the stage for them to come to you for open and honest conversations. Okay, now let's talk about choosing the right time and place. So next thing you want to do is think about the timing and the right environment for having meaningful conversations with your teen. When you have a pressing desire for information, like what caused that fight with his best friend, or is she planning to get physical with her boyfriend, it can be tempting to blurt out questions at any moment, but timing and location are key to successful communication. Take into consideration 1, who else is present? You're more likely to get them to open up in private. 2, what is their energy level like? Right after a busy day at school may not be the ideal moment. And 3, what kind of mood are they in? Even the most temperamental teens have ups along with their downs, so try to identify more of an upbeat moment to spark a conversation. Keep in mind that well-rested and well-fed teens make for better conversations overall. I'll share a little anecdote with you if you happen to have a hot tub. Trusted mom friend told me that her hot tub is called the feelings tub because it elicits deep and meaningful conversations with her teens. Sure enough, our family got a hot tub a couple of years ago, and we've had some lovely, comfortable conversations about relationships while soaking in the warm water. Next, be selective in your questions. Put a little thought into what you want to ask before you approach your teen and decide how you might broach the conversation. For example, I was surprised that you didn't want to hang out with Joey this weekend. Is everything going okay between the two of you? Or who have you been hanging out with lunch lately? Has it been the same crew as usual, or has things evolved over the school year? Notice how both of these examples are fairly open-ended, yet they provide some direction and options for responses rather than an abrupt, open-ended question, taking some of the pressure off of your teen. One option that works well with teens is a roundabout approach. For example, my friend Susie mentioned this morning that her daughter's going on a first date this weekend and she's really noticed. It got me wondering if anyone's striking your fancy lately at school. I actually had that conversation with my teen recently. In the hot tub. By the way, if you're getting value out of this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. And tell me in the comments if you have any tips for broaching conversations with your teens. Now, let's consider sharing a personal story. Another helpful strategy is to share snippets about your own teen years while being careful not to monopolize the conversation. You also want to be careful not to assume that your experience was identical to your teen's situation. I like to start my stories with a little qualifier, like, I'm not sure if things are at all the same as when I was a teen, but I remember there being some tension with the upperclassmen girls when the upperclassmen boys started eyeing me and my friends in the 10th grade. Or substitute whatever story you can remember from your youth that relates to the situation that your teen is encountering. Okay, now let's move on to offering support and possibly solutions. Parents often feel helpful when they can help their children problem solve and identify effective solutions. With teens, however, they are more capable of solving their own problems and often just need your support. So be cautious about offering solutions unless they directly ask. You might ask them something like, would you like help working through that, or are you kind of brainstorming that on your own? Regardless of how much you feel like you're helping or not helping if they don't want your advice, remember that showing care and concern is meaningful and strengthens your parent-child bond. Finally, let's touch on a topic that I call get over yourself. Parents get so worked up over having conversations about relationships with their teens that they really set themselves up for disaster, or they avoid the conversation altogether. Yes, your teen may look at you like you're crazy when you ask a probing question. And yes, they may close up and the conversation may go nowhere, but at least you tried and they know you cared enough to try. And possibly the next time you try, they'll be less surprised and may even respond favorably. The key is to read your child's cues and respond to them without placing judgment on yourself. If your teen is not in the mood to talk, don't take it personally. The teen years are meant for gaining independence and distancing yourself from your parents, enough that you feel comfortable moving out on your own in the not too distant future. If an attempted conversation doesn't go as planned, just let your teen know that you're always there for them if they do want to talk. Now you're prepped for success when chatting with your teen about relationships. In this video, I actually have a bonus tip, which is another video on how to hold a successful family meeting, another type of conversation that can go markedly better with a little planning and preparation. Click the video on screen to head there and find the link to my free download with family meeting tips. And keep up the good work on your amazing parenting journey.